עכשיו אנחנו רוצים לפנות לגורם אוקראיני בכיר, למען הדיוק, יושב ראש ועדת החוץ והביטחון בפרלמנט האוקראיני, אלכסנדר מרשקו. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us from Kiev, right? You're in Kiev at the moment.
Yes, I'm right in the middle of Kiev, in the central part of Kiev with my family.
Wow.
And I'm not going to leave Kiev.
You're not going to leave, as well as Zelensky. So how are you these days?
Well, the situation is difficult because we live in constant fear of a new onslaught of Russian troops, because Russians deliberately target civilians. And we're afraid that Putin, before he will attack, he might deliver a strike. Air raids and missile strike against Kiev and to turn it into Grozny or Aleppo. This is our biggest concern right now. But we're ready to defend our country. We will be defending each building in Kiev, and I have no doubts that we will win.
So, Mr. Mershker, are you preparing for escalation?
Unfortunately, yes. We have to be prepared for the worst scenario. And the director of CIA, William Burns, has said recently that next several weeks might be really tough. It might be a bloodbath. That's why we need no-fly zone to be established over Kiev and over biggest cities in Ukraine.
Alexander, what is your point of view of the Israeli Prime Minister Bennett mediation efforts between you and Russia?
I think it's a good move, and of course we're in favor of such efforts to be a mediator. But we should also keep in mind that, unfortunately, at present moment, it's not realistic. Putin is not serious about holding negotiations and stopping fire, because any negotiations should start with a ceasefire, and Putin doesn't do it. He's not interested in serious negotiations. He is using this process of negotiations only to cover regrouping of his forces, to cover his attacks against civilian population. So I don't believe that at the moment he is ready for negotiations.
But Israeli officials, officials claim the ball is in Zelensky's court right now. So you don't think so?
Absolutely not. You know, I've been taking part in the trilateral contact group as a negotiator, and I know the tactics of Russians, how they negotiate. So the ball is in the court of Russians. They should stop fighting. They should agree to ceasefire. This is the most important thing, because Russians have already killed more than 50 children, and they continue deliberately target and kill civilians. They should stop doing this. And after that, they should stop putting forward their absurd demands, which looks like demands of surrender of Ukraine. This is totally absurd. For instance, Ukraine will never recognize annexation of Crimea, or it will never recognize the so-called People's Republic, which are nothing but territory occupied by Russia. So to have negotiations, there shouldn't be any requirements except for ceasefire.
So you're not going to agree to Russia's Putin's term to a ceasefire?
Why should we agree? He should agree. He is a war criminal. He committed crimes against Ukraine. He invaded Ukraine. He should withdraw his troops, and the world should put pressure upon Putin, on Russians, to withdraw their troops with the territory of Ukraine and to pay reparations for all the crimes and damage which was done to Ukrainian population and Ukrainian country.
Guy?
Yes, Mr. Mereshko, what the next for Kiev, for this war, for this situation? How you see it?
Well, unfortunately, the escalation is going on. But the thing is that we're already winning because there is no blitzkrieg. Putin hoped that he will take Kiev within 2 or 3 days. He failed. And we see that the world is united behind Ukraine. We get very powerful support from our allies, partners, and from the whole world. And we also would like to count on support of Israel, because you can provide us with weapons. You can share your, for example, anti-ballistic, anti-aircraft, anti-missile systems with us. So your role may be very important, because what's going on right now more and more looks like a genocide against Ukrainians, dealing with the Hitler of the 21st century.
You're talking about military supply, but we know that today U.S. rejects Poland's offer to send you planes. Do you know why? Do you understand why?
No, not correct. It's not correct information. We hope that U.S. will agree if we're talking about jets, provided by Poland. Yes, but the negotiation is still going on. I'm not ready to comment on this, but we expect serious support from all countries, including Poland, including the United States, including Israel. So we need your support to survive. We need your support to defend ourselves,
so you
because we are fighting.
You can still get the jets from Poland, right?
I hope we'll get them. I don't know what will happen, but I do hope that we'll get jets not only from Poland, from other countries. We want to get weapons to defend ourselves, because we're defending the whole world of democratic states against authoritarian regime.
Alexander Mareshko from Kiev, thank you very much for this interview. Thank you.
Thank you.